All right, back in action on the 31 Ford Model A. You can see we're in mock-up stages on the front fenders, running boards, side aprons, radiator, all that stuff. We fit it all together loosely a long time ago when we did stuff, but now you can see we've got it fitting quite a bit better. There'll be fender welt that goes down in those slots. Been doing a lot of work on the body work. You see various patches of plastic filler, epoxy primer, other primer, I'm not going to call it original, but the paint that was on the fenders already. We've already uncovered this nice little spot that doesn't look like it's showing up, but there's an old brass repair there. And then underneath, which is just dark, but there's an old metal repair there. But the main thing Ward's going to get started on today is cutting the front edges of the front fenders. And if you'll look from this angle, it's pretty obvious to us why we need to do that. If you'll look down at the bottom, right there is the front of the frame rail, and right here is the front of the fender. The 30-31 ones had stuck out a little more. It was probably just a stylistic choice, but there's a splash apron that goes in here that for this car is in extremely bad shape, and because we're making a hot rod, 50 style hot rod, it wouldn't look right anyway. So just to review, we've got the brake rod is the spreader bar. That's welded in place. That's not going anywhere. Normal transverse spring stuff. So the splash apron would cover all that. It would come over here to the side, and then it would extend out to here. And if we were using it, it would all be a cohesive whole. But without it, these fenders just stick out funny looking like that. So Ward's got it marked. See little scratch lines right here. Comes down to a point. Comes up to...
You're going the wrong one. You're going this one.
Yep. Oh, points up at the top. Yep, I did go the wrong way. Comes down, it's a little over an inch, inch and a half. So that much is getting cut out, those two Sharpies, and that's rough. Does away with that front hole, and then everything will be back to the level of the frame, horn. And so we'll keep the lips, keep the lip on the inside of the fender. All that'll just roll back, kinda. And you can watch Ward do it in a minute. We've still got some trimming up here. We already trimmed where the motor mount is. This will get trimmed on up here. The radiator grill shell goes here, and we'll show that as we go. But getting things laid out, and then much later, after we get the fenders laid in, then we get to figure out how to drop the headlight bar. Right now it's the headlights would be way high, and so we're going to drop it at least somewhere around 3 or 3.5 inches, low as we can get it with what we've got here. So that's what we're doing. Welcome back.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do, sit down. No, I'm going to cut this lip off because I want to save that. So that when we get it back, because I'm going to trim up there next to the frame rail. So I can weld this lip back on, or I can leave this a little bit longer and bend it down. But with the curvature, just leave the lip. So we're going to put that lip back on. So we'll cut that off all the way up to here. Same here. Same on the other side. We'll get that done. And then I'll cut the V out. And we'll roll this back and see what it looks like. So I'm going to cut just under this hole after I cut this. And I'll cut this right under this hole, then I'll come here, I'm going to cut this right off. So that's what we're going to do. And the reason I've got a line, I don't know if you can see it or not, probably not, but I'm taking like 3/8 of an inch back from the lip, because there's another lip inside here where this is folded over, and I want to save that for the strength. All right, we'll get back to you. I'm going to do some grinding, and I don't want to ruin another camera. All right, we got it all cut out. I'll show you the series of events here and why I done it and why not. You don't have to do it my way. First thing I did was this lip. That was in here. So I cut that out. Actually, it was over here like this. So I cut that out because I wanted to save that, just in case, because it's curved. It curves this way, it curves this way. So I wanted to save that piece. I don't want to put something back in. So after I done that, I cut right across here, cut a chunk out about yay wide, whatever I need. Whatever this sticks out, that's what I cut out. I didn't cut out all of it. I cut most of it. Then, I cut this out. I've done this one first, and then I done the back one. That way there I don't have it out here flopping in the wind. So that's it, did that. Then I come back and I cut this one out of here. Because this is where the lip, where is it? That's the one in there. Where was it? Anyways, that's where that was. So we got them all cut out. Now, even with the frame. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So I'll figure something out. I cut it bigger than what I needed, but I can always add that all back in. Now this piece, I'm going to have to cut. I can't push it in for a couple of reasons. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is supposed to be flat, like that. And if I push it in, it makes a high spot here, and it tips it this way. And we don't want that. We want it to be straight when it goes in. So I'm going to have to cut it up here, because if you could see a whole fender, the other end of the opening, it flexes back and forth, puts a whole big bind in it, and we don't want that pressure in there. You're just going to create a crack and a high spot, and it's just turn into an awful mess. This fender's a mess to start with. We don't want to make it any worse. So what I'm thinking, and that could get me in trouble, is I cut this off. I'm going to cut it at an angle. Maybe. I don't know. Because I got to bring it in. And it's not, I got to make another cut along here anyways. But this was just to give me the idea of how much I got to take, open up the end of this so I can see what things are going to look like. But I got to shorten this, because as you bring it in and shorten this, it hangs way down. And it puts that high spot right there. It bends the living tar out of it. We don't want that. So, I think I'll just cut it right straight across. And we can make another cut here. And I can fit this in. I got to cut this anyways, but I'm going to do that on the bench. Because I want to save this lip. I may not. I don't know. We'll see. See what's going on. Because I got a little bit of extra lip here, because that hung out like that. But I took 1.5 inches out of here. If I can push that back. But you can see how far down it's a 1/2 inch. So I think if I cut it here, then we'll bring it up. We can make another cut along here. I can get that set up so I can see where this is going to end up. I'll take the width of this and cut it off. Because I want it tucked in right around this here. I want to keep it in there. So that's where we are right now. I'll get back to you as soon as I get it cut out and figured out. Oh geez, 12:30. Thank God for part-time jobs. I'll be going home soon. All right. Right now as it stands, I gotta cut that much off now. So we're gonna do it in stages. We're not gonna do it all at once. Because I don't want to cut it, make another angle here, and cut this off, and have it too short. So I'll wait until I get this back one's cut where I want it. But first I'm going to cut this off right here. Because I may have to move this cut up. I don't know yet. We're going to need some heat to get this back in where I want it. Now when I cut this first piece, this fender relaxed quite a bit. Moved. There's supposed to be a little curvature to it, not flat. All right. That part's over. I'll get back to you as soon as I get this other cut off. Or when I get it cut off. Thanks for watching. All right, this is what we got started here anyways. I've got this all cut back. Ford wrench. I cut this off flush with the frame. I saved the piece I cut off, part of it. Yeah, go on like this. So I can put it back on. But I think I'll just make another piece. It's only 18 gauge. I'll make another piece. Weld it right along here. Okay, I cut off, probably 2.5 inches. Reform this part here. Cut this all up. This is the lip that I saved. And now I'll be tacking it along here and putting it all together. Got a little heat and beat I got to do. That's not bad. So you can see the flex in the fender. We'll take all that out when we get this in. So. Alright, I'm going to do some welding and I'll get back to you. This is going to take a while.
Taking some steels too?
No, just seeing.
Oh.
Alright, this is what we got. We've got this here. All moved back in, tacked in place. You can see this corner right here. This looks a lot better now. See, we got it rounded here. But if you look at the other side, what we started with, that's what we started with. So you tell me what you like better. I like that there. That just looks hot rod to me.
Let me show them from this angle because it looks better from out here as well. Light glare.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see the frame rail coming out. Now the front of the fender is even with it and just wraps around the front corner. Much better because you see it from this angle. I'm standing up so you can definitely see it even with the wheel in place. It'll be obvious. Much better.
So I got more welding to do, but that's good enough for now. Now I can do the other side to match this side, and then we can do the other stuff we want to do. Then we can blow it apart, and I can finish welding, fix the patches I got to fix, because there's a couple of them. So, all right then. That's turning out the way I want it, and I kind of like it. Give you a quick update. So you can see I got that piece all tacked back in. It's got a nice curve here, but we found a problem down here. I don't know if you can see it or not. There, that's all bad. And there's a patch under it. Over here, this bolt hole, it's got a big crack all around it. I'll show you. Okay, I got this part here done. But this here doesn't match the other fender, so I got to do something about that. However, because of, I'll show you over here, this here, because of all the brass brazing rod that's been put in there, and it goes all the way over into here. And the cracks that we're finding, I think we're going to strip the fenders right down to bare. We're going to do that anyways. And we're going to see what they look like. See if it's cost effective to continue or buy aftermarket or something. We'll see what it's going to. Once we get them down to bare metal, we're going to have them blasted. We'll see what happens then.
You will see a portion of the headlight bar looking pretty sad, hanging down, because yesterday we got the headlight bar dropped. There's the other half, and then quickly realized that we had trapped the lower bolt, which is right there. So couldn't get it off, couldn't get back on. It was a big old mess. Tried to fix it and were not successful in fixing it on the bench. It would have been done yesterday if we hadn't done that. So today we're starting fresh. You can see there's the passengers. Can't see the bolt looking straight down on it because it's trapped. It was beautiful for a minute. And now it's going to be beautiful again, but we're going to have to, what we did was we heated right through here. It was pointing this kind of angle here, and so we brought it down like that, which is pretty standard operation, but it also needs to come forward so that that bottom bolt can come out. So this morning we will bring it forward. We're going to have to reheat, do that, and then we'll bring the headlight bar back in, weld it back up, check the headlights for it and all that. It's going to go in there like that.
Sure, how we get such a cat?
So anyway, that's what we're doing this morning. Yeah, we got a gap. We're going to have to address all this stuff, but we'll let you see part of what we're doing, and we'll definitely show you when we're done getting it monked up. Come back later. Here we go. Fire and hot metal and smoke and stuff. Great fun. Big pipe wrenches.
Heat beat and bend to fit. You ready? Go.
I want to say that'll come out.
Well, we got to bring it back now.
Well, I'd like to make sure. I know we got to wait for it to cool down, but
Yeah.
let's go ahead and do the other side the same way.
Yep.
And then double check it. Should come out. But yeah, then we got to put it back where we want it after that.
Yeah.
That's okay. He actually liked the idea of it being a little farther in front of the grill. So that's necessity. It's going to end up that way anyway. But that half a turn of adjustment, it wouldn't grab it. It's pulling that up, not doing the same.
All right, hold on. I don't know why. Should reheat pretty quick.
Yeah, it's not cooled down yet, all the way. Amazing to think that brass era cars, early automobiles, their headlights were acetylene.
Yeah.
And miners' hats. Had that tiny little canister that made acetylene and then burned it right on your head or at the front of the car.
Well, West Virginia, coal miners, all had them.
Well, I've never burned one. I just
I never had it either.
imagine you got to go out at night in your old Fuller automobile or whatever, 1907. Hold up, Ma, I got to get the headlights lit. Oh, the carbide canister's low on water. I got to get some water in it. Take 15 minutes to get the car ready to pull out the driveway. Yep. Yeah, last piece. Oh shit, don't do that.
That disappeared in a hurry.
We know how to fill it back in. We know how to fill it.
Oh, that would have been a lot better.
Roughly the same right now. Let this one finish cooling off. I think you had a void in there
Must have.
that puffed
Boy,
out.
Poof, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We can fix it.
Oh, that ain't no big deal.
I got a welder over there that says it'll go.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just,
Well, you can see straight up into it. Just a little chunk in the forging. All right. We got to wait for some of this to cool off so we can verify that the bottom bolt will come out. Then we'll be back.